Okay, good evening, ladies, young lady, old ladies, because I hear a lot of people say young ladies. So I run the company called ZaZaZu. We are a corporate education platform that help professional women navigate through modern challenges at work and at home. We help organizations to design the workplace in a way that truly advances women's career, not just do the talking, okay? So, and I'd like to share with you with the problem statement in mind. In the past 3 years, what we have found out that there are many, many reasons why women haven't been there. If you look at, let it be political level, let it be corporate level, entrepreneurship level, there are very few women on top. And there are many reasons, and there are 5 reasons, key reasons we found out. And I would say that is challenges that are unique to women that men wouldn't face, okay? Number 1, outdated social expectations, double standard, and gender biases, okay? So at least in my generation, I think Gen Z, your generation is very different, but you ask yourself, when I grow up, my mom told me to be what? To be the good girl, to be the humble girl, to be the nice girl, don't brag about your successes, and good work will speak for yourself, right? So women are associated with nurturing and agreeable. These are the things that we associate with women. And in the moment where you violate those terms through decisiveness, self-promotion, pull your elbow, in any kind of context, we dislike them. And we think, oh, this is sounds like arrogant, pushy, and if the same traits, men are being pushy, arrogant, they are like bold, okay, they have the guts. And that's one of the key reasons that women, we don't feel comfortable to pull actually our elbow out. And when you think about a stereotypes, and a lot of women, if you do the same thing, and versus when men doing the same thing, how often when we go to the corporate setting, and when women become to be too loud, too uncomfortable, all these kind of things that wouldn't happen actually to a man. Number 2, extra unpaid work. I think there are 2 different settings. One is inside the office, outside office. And I think many mentors might be mothers as well. And when you think about the young ladies here in the room, when you were young, who bring you to school? Who are the ones who care for, if you have older, you have grandparents who care for them? If you buy groceries, even, I mean, in Singapore, we are very fortunate. We have help system. Most of us have a helper. But who is the one who tells the helper, okay, you have to buy this, you have to cook this? Who is the GM at home? Usually it's the mothers, right? Even if she might not be the hands-on GM, but she is the one who actually organizes everything. And we have a hypothesis, a statement. We say if you are men, women can only become GMs in the workforce if men are willing to become GM at home. And so the unpaid work here, that is already a tremendous bunch. Now you go to the offices. When you run a women's event, like today, women's event, who organizes? Ladies, women, regardless of their title, okay? When you go to your internship or corporate setting, entrepreneur, any kind, if a boss or team leader want to, okay, let's run a team event, let's organize the International Women's Day event, who do they ask? Do they ask the guys? No, they ask the ladies. Because the likelihood for us firstly to say no, low. Because we are trained to be likable, right? If you want to be liked, you say yes to many, many things. If you ask the guy, if the guy say, oh no, I don't have time, they accept it. But when women say, okay, no, I don't have enough time, oh, come on. No? So what happens then is that in the corporate setting, you spend a lot of time doing work. This kind of work will not bring you to the CEO level. It does not help you to progress anyhow. And we do that already. And then the third thing is that when you do the same work, because we are the good girls, right? We don't want to brag our successes, so you rarely see in the professional setting, when women have achieved something, they're saying, me, I have done this. The team leader, okay, who have achieved the project? We have achieved the success of the project. Or you rarely have women raise their hands saying, I have done this by myself. This is all because of me. And therefore, very often our work is unnoticed. So you have to work extra hard to make your work visible there. So actually women, if you account to the unpaid work, women work almost 50% more than men, just on average. Number 3, motherhood. I think motherhood is treated as a liability rather than, and not an asset. When I grew up, at least, my mom had a corporate job, and both of them, and my mom actually earned more money than my dad. But she still, as I shared at the beginning, managed all the household, everything, and she actually have done all that thing within 24 hours. Whereas my dad, when he come back home, he will lay his leg in front of the television, and then he will do nothing. And interestingly, is that today in the advanced countries, Singapore or European country, in the US, in the meanwhile, we have even more undergrads, female undergrads, than male undergrads. So you actually, when you talk about, maybe you have heard pay gap or any kind of this gap in data science. I think that the 4 ladies sitting in my table, 3 of them are studying actually in the male-dominated domain. So women start actually career-wise or pay-wise on the same level as men. Some of them even earn more money until the moment where they get, okay, when I get married. In the moment where ladies get married, we interview a lot of line managers. They say, oh, the first question I'm going to ask, when are you going to have kids? Okay, that's going to be soon, 1 year. So, okay, the next promotion, no, we don't want to promote the lady who is potentially going to get pregnant. So in the line managers, in the head, already biased, going to be back pregnant. Okay, now 2 years later, she didn't get a promotion. Now she really got pregnant. Oh, now it's really over. No? I mean, for the next 9 months, we can't promote her. She'll have a lot of symptoms, pain here and there. No, okay. Then she takes maternity leave. Then it'll be 4 months to 6 months. Oh, that's a long time. I mean, we have a career like almost 50, 60 years now, but 4 months, 6 months, a long time. Then afterwards, the baby's gonna cry. Then another 3 years, the dedication of the lady at home, much higher. So basically, the woman in the line manager's head, the likelihood for her to progress in a career is already over, so written off. How can we fix that? How can we change the mindset? Because honestly speaking, I don't know any person, any profession, any kind of person who is more sufficient than a mother. I always tell the corporate, if you want to get work done, get shit done, you hire a woman. And if you want to get every shit done, you hire a mother. Because the mother, different than the guys, because very often still we are stuck in the context people want to see, so the line manager or the bosses want to see, okay, you have to be in the office from 9 to 9. Women don't want to stay in the office from 9 to 9. Not because they don't want to or they don't need to, because they already done their job by 4 p.m. honestly speaking. So then they have other things. And so mothers or women's, this multitasking or the things that because we are so used to manage all things at a bunch, but as long as corporate or professional settings see that, okay, you need to be in the office, I need to look at you, women won't advance in that case. And number 4, you can't be what you can't see. There are a lot lacking role models and sponsorship. Well, let's talk about lacking role models. And I think nowadays, when we have, in Singapore, I think we have the political level, or we have also the CFO, CEO, some of the big company, local company are actually women, which is actually a great sign. But when I grow up, there are very few female role models. I actually ask in this group now, female leaders, anyone, can it be entrepreneur, can be tech leaders, anyone, female, just name me some. Sheryl Sandberg, for example. Exactly.
In Singapore, President Halima.
Exactly. So I asked the same question. I think most of you are shy, not because we don't have any. I recently asked this question in the US, in an educated bunch. And I said, name me some tech leader just as a icebreaker. And people look at each other. I was like, yeah. And then one said Siri, and the other one said Alexa. It's not a joke. And I was laughing, and the people were like, okay, why is she laughing? They didn't mean that for a joke. I mean, it's really, this is, will never happen in Singapore, but you can't be what you can't see. If you don't have a role model actually you can look up to, you can't. And then I want to talk a little bit about sponsorship. I think mentorship is great. I think especially for a young lady to kick off your career, to step into the right path, is great. But I'm fundamentally resent mentorship program in corporate. Everywhere you go to any corporate companies, you see mentorship, mentorings. Most of the mentors they don't have the power and the agency to really advance you. What do women actually need? We need money, championship, and someone who can sponsor you. If you have a board meeting, someone stand up, let it be a woman or let it be a man, saying, okay, this job, next promotion, we're giving to Jane, not John. And often the mentors don't have that agency. So we don't have the sponsorship. Last but not least, be perfect and not be brave. This is something that women, we are brought up in a way that we say, okay, let's do the good work, let's not be, let's be risk averse, let's do the safe route. The most important decision you have to make in your life, in a way, is to find the right husband. At least in my generation was still that narrative. So there was a very interesting, it was an interesting company in the US. It's called She Loves Code. No, that's in Singapore. She Loves Data in Singapore as well. In US, it's called Girls Who Code. Girls Who Code, so from Rushmore. So what happened is that they encourage young girls, really 13 to 18, who is interested in data science and then just to learn, to help them to start coding. They help boys as well. What do the teachers see, interestingly, is that sometimes they give a task and the girls will do something. And then after 10, 20 minutes, they couldn't do it and they go to the teacher and again, so can you help me? The teacher go to the task and then often they see an empty screen. It's like, okay, you haven't done anything, what's happening? And only much later, they find out that when you press the reverse button in the screen, they see the girls have done a lot of work, but none of them was working. None of them is really, they didn't want to show the progress because none of the code was perfect. None of them was good enough to show. So the problem with women then is like, you only should showcase things when it's 100% right. The problem with that is that we have, what do we tell boys? Be rough, be bold, be competitive, always get number one. And then when you grow up and get to the professional setting, when you have a job description, and women look at the job description saying, okay, there are 10 requirements, I fulfill 9, that's a no. I don't even think about applying. The boy look at this, oh my God, I fulfill 6, I get it. If not me, who else? So you already have an application bias because at the beginning, women already say no to themselves from the very beginning. Right? So I think, so be perfect, not to be brave, and this is actually one of the very big hindrances for women to advance. But this is something actually within our control. Okay, so these are the 5 big things, and then so when you enter the workforce, I think many things that time has never been better for women, but time has also never been harder for women. Because before, there was only one role. You just need to be a mother. You just need to be caregiving. Today, you have to be caregiver. You have to advance. You have to look brilliant. You have to do so many things at the same time, which actually drive a lot of women into, corporate employers' arm instead of, being a mother or driving into burnout. So a lot of things are in the bigger context, but a lot of things are also within our control. So with the problem statement, I hope you can think also a bit beyond just what you can do tactically, but what we could possibly change from systemic level as well. All right? Thank you.
Thank you.